Good evening, good evening. So used to doing these at night. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good afternoon. My name is Hector Dominguez. I'm here on behalf of the Cook County Assessor's Office. A little bit thrown off, but we're good. We're back. We're live. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a very unique workshop today. Typically, when we do these types of things, we do them specifically for a specific township, or we try to cover a certain topic like appeals or certificate of heirs. But today, what we're going to do is talk about exemptions. Super easy, super fun. We're just going to get it in with you all right now. So, the first thing I am going to do is mute my cell phone and let's share my screen. One second. One second. Here we go. Share. And let's blow this bad boy up. All right. So property tax assistance exemptions workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, the responsibility of the assessor's office is to accurately assess, place a value on 1.9 million different properties in Cook County. That's almost 2 million different properties, guys. It's a lot of work. Now, we do lots of things, but I'm going to focus on a couple. So, the values that our office provides are not made up. We don't pick things out of a hat. We don't throw darts at a number. Everything we do is determined by a mass appraisal system. Our office is also responsible for giving you discounts on your property taxes, right? So like the homeowners exemption, which is what we're going to talk about today, the senior citizen, the senior freeze, all the other different exemptions that our office has. We also have something called an appeal process where you come in and say, hey guys, I don't agree with the value that you have given me, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to focus on exemptions. Here's what we don't do. We are not who you pay your property tax bill to. We do not send you refunds. We are not responsible for the tax rate or the tax levy or the state equalizer. That is not what our office does. All right. So let's continue. So we have 8 different exemptions. We're going to go over them together. The first one, homeowners exemption. This one's super simple. You must have owned and occupied the property as of January 1 of the taxable year. So what we are talking about today, you must have owned and occupied that property January 1 of 2021. It must be your principal residence, and you can only have exemptions on one property. Now, this exemption does have a little asterisk, right? It can be prorated in the event that your property is brand new, like it was a new construction or something like that. Also, fun fact, this exemption is automatically renewed every year unless there's a change or some type of deed switch or something that might trigger a sale, right? So if you do a quick claim deed or you're moving people on and off or you refinance, sometimes that might trigger a sale. But all you have to do is let us know that that is not the case, and we will fix that for you. Next is the senior citizen exemption. This exemption is automatically renewed going forward as well. It's very simple. Very simple, guys. You must have been born in 1956 or before. You must have owned and occupied the property as your primary residence in 2021. So unlike the homeowners exemption, where you have to be there January 1st, for the senior citizen, you do not. The senior freeze. This one's a little spicy, so let's get into it. Similar to the homeowners exemption, the senior citizen exemption, you must have been born in 1956 or before. So for all of you all who are born in 57 and you're excited because this year you want to apply, you have to wait till next year. But 1957 or before, you cannot make more than $65,000 as a total household income for last year. For 2020. Also, you must have owned and occupied the property for 2 consecutive January 1st. So what does that mean? You must have owned and occupied it January 1, 2020 and January 1, 2021. You must be responsible for the payments as well, and it must be your primary residence. Again, this doesn't mean you can't own more than one property. It just means you cannot get exemptions on more than one property. Fun fact, because of COVID, this exemption is automatically renewed for this year also, but you will have to apply again next year for it. This exemption was one of the first ones I had to learn when I first started working here about 12 years ago. But The persons with disabilities exemption. This is a unique exemption. Our office has zero authority to determine if you are disabled or not. It's not what we do here, right? So what we do is we give you a P-tax form. You take that form to your doctor. Your doctor fills it out on your behalf, and then you bring it back to our office. If you meet the requirements, then you will fill out a disabled persons exemption along with your P-tax form, and you submit that information. If you meet the requirements, you will get a discount reflected on your second installment tax bill. To qualify, you must have been disabled in 2021. You must own and occupy that property, and it must have been your primary residence on January 1st of 2021. So again, you had to become disabled anytime in 2021, but in order to qualify, you must have owned and occupied the property on January 1st. This exemption due to COVID is also being auto-renewed this year as well, but next year you will have to apply. The long-time exemption. This one seems to get everybody excited, right? So let's break it down. You must have owned and occupied the property for 10 consecutive years. So to receive it this year, you must have owned and occupied your property January 1 of 2011 all the way through January 1, 2001. Your total household income cannot be greater than $100,000 as a total household income. And your EAV, I'm going to show you what that is in a little bit, but your equalized assessed value must have increased significantly every single year. Let me say that again. Your EAV, which you can look at on your own. If you keep your tax bills, it'll be at the bottom left-hand corner. It'll say EAV, equalized assessed value. That number must have increased significantly every single year, not your tax bill and not your assessed value. It's the EAV. Any property that has qualified for that exemption, has already received the application. So if you did not receive the application, chances are you don't qualify. Now look, I would love to sit up here and say that our office gets it right every single time, but that is not the case, right? So I'm going to show you later on how to let us know, hey, how to contact us directly, basically. That's what I'm going to do. Now, please note that less than 2% of homeowners actually qualify for this exemption. So again, if you did not receive the exemption, there's a chance that you didn't qualify. Veterans with disability exemption. This is my favorite exemption. This is for any veteran that has a service-connected disability of 30% or greater. 30 to 49%, you get X removed off your tax bill. I know you see a dollar amount there. We're going to talk about that. If you are 50 to 69%, you get X removed off your tax bill. And if you are 70% to 100%, you don't pay property taxes at all as long as your home is not worth more than $800,000. Now, what the heck do these numbers mean down here? Very simple. So if you are 30 to 49%, you get $2,500 removed or multiplied by the tax rate of your township. That's what that means. It doesn't mean you get $2,500 off of your tax bill. It's $2,500 times your local township tax rate. If you are 50 to 69%, 5,000 times your local township tax rate. That's what these numbers mean. If your home is greater than $800,000, then you are responsible for the difference. We just want you to know that this exemption is automatically renewed this year as well, but for next year, you will have to apply for it. Returning veterans exemption. This one's unique because it's kind of like a 2-year exemption. So you must be an Illinois resident who has served as a member of the U.S. Armed Forces, National Guard, or Reserves. You must be returning from active duty in armed conflict involving the United States of America, and you must have owned and occupied that property as of January 1 of the taxable year, 2021, right? This exemption gives you a discount for the year you return and for 1 year later. The home improvement exemption, this one's different. This is the only one you really don't have to apply for. But let's say you want to add an addition to your home, or you want to make it taller, or you want to make it wider, or you want to do something. Assuming that you file the permits correctly, that information will be sent to your township or your municipality, whatever the situation is, and then that information will be sent to the assessor's office. So what our office does is allows you to do up to $75,000 in improvements. Now let's do some simple math. If your home is worth $100,000 and you do up to $75,000 worth of work, your home should be worth what now? $175,000. So that means you should be taxed on $175,000. However, with the home improvement exemption, you're actually covered up to $75,000 for 4 years. So that means instead of being taxed on it, you won't be taxed on it at all for 4 years. There are some qualifications or properties, type of properties that qualify for this. They are class 2 properties, so residential property, homes, things like that. This exemption will be automatically renewed for you as well, as long as you follow the procedures correctly. So we definitely want to let you know about that. You can check on your information as well. You can go to the Cook County Property Tax Portal. That is Cook County portal. You can go there. There you will see your exemption history, your appeal history, your tax bill history, all of that information, the characteristics of your property, all of that can be found there. Now, this is kind of where I want to stay for a little bit. Here is a tax bill. You get 2 of these a year. You get a blue one when it's cold outside. That's the first installment tax bill. It does not have any discounts on it. No exemptions at all. But what you're looking at is a second installment tax bill. It's yellow, typically comes out when it's warm outside. This tax bill will have your discounts on it. So earlier we were talking about the EAV for the long-time exemption. So if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th number down is the equalized assessed value. It even says EAV. So here in this example, it's $31,354. That number has to have been increasing significantly for the last 10 years in order for you to qualify for the long-time exemption. Now, any exemption you do qualify for will be listed right here, bottom left-hand corner, under tax calculator. We blew it up over here on the right, where it says homeowners exemption. If you're receiving the homeowners exemption, you'll get that number there. It'll say, I don't know, $1,000 or something. Senior citizen exemption. If you're receiving it, it'll say a dollar amount there. Senior freeze, same thing. Disabled persons, same thing. Returning veterans, same thing. Disabled veterans, same thing. The only one that won't be listed there is the long-time exemption. I don't know why, but the Treasurer's Office decided to list it under important messages right here on the right. So I want to make sure that you guys are aware of that as well. So if you received any of these exemptions here last year, they will be automatically renewed this year for you. So again, that's the homeowners exemption, the senior freeze, the senior citizen, the persons with disabilities, and the veterans with disabilities exemption. All of these, if you received them last year, they will show up on your second installment tax bill this year. You can also check this information on our website as well, cookcountyassessor.com. And again, your exemption history, appeal history, assessment history, your characteristics, all of that information, even the valuation reports, the things where we figure out how we figured out where the information that helped us figure out what your property was actually worth. You can find that here as well. Some cool information, important information we want you all to know. The deadline for applying for any 2021 exemption is August 26, 2022 at 11:59 p.m. Guys, please, please, please don't be late. We get this every year. Why isn't my homeowner's exemption on my tax bill? I filed my senior citizen exemption. Okay, well, when did you do it? Well, past the deadline. So make sure today is the 23rd. That means you have until Friday to file this information. Please do it. Now, what if you missed 2020's exemptions? What if you missed 2019 or 2018? As of right now, we can go back all the way to 2018 and recover those exemptions for you. That's called a certificate of error. We can do up to 3 years. Guys, when I'm not doing this or I'm not doing this in person, I'm helping people get back hundreds, if not thousands of dollars back of money that actually belongs to them. For whatever reason, they forgot to file, or we never got it, or we fumbled the ball, something, whatever. It doesn't matter. As of right now, we can go back to 2018 and fix that. So here's how you can get in contact with us. You can call us at 312-443-7550. You will be greeted with a automated system, but once you put in your PIN number, then it'll be transferred over to a human. You can contact us on social media. We are socially active. Guys, this is super simple. All you have to do is open up your camera app, or if you have a Google phone or Android phone, open up a QR reader, hover over this QR code. This never works because the screen, it's weird technology, but I hope you can see this. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do a screenshot next time. But this is what pops up. It's our Linktree account. And on here, you can do everything from go to our website, go straight to exemptions, appeals, make an appointment, look up property, look up values, get information, join our newsletter, attend a virtual or in-person workshop, certificate of heirs, affordable housing programs, open data portal. You can do all kind of things from here. Or you can just make an appointment in person at our downtown location, at our Markham Courthouse location, or our Skokie Courthouse location. So what I want to do now is come back here, stop sharing my screen, and let's go into the questions. So let's see what we got here. Before we do anything, I want to give a shout out to my coworker, Teresa. She is in the background right now. She's kind of the producer, facilitator of this event today. Sorry, I'm used to doing these at night. So she's going to throw up questions on the screen right now, and then we're just going to answer them, because that's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's do it. It's my favorite part of the night. Let's see. Jaden Savage says, if I turn 65 years old in 2020, been in my home since 2014, do I qualify for the senior exemption? So very simple. If you were born in 1956 or before, and you've owned and occupied your property in 2021, you qualify. Very simple. What's the next question? Sarah says, I checked on the website with my PIN and it says not available for 2021 exemptions. That seems a little unique. So here's what I'm going to do. Sarah, can you please, por favor, send us an email? So you go to cookcountyassessor.com/contact. Literally, that's the direct link to get us directly. No red tape, no nonsense. Go ahead and put in your PIN number and your address. Fill that out. Someone from our office will get back to you literally within 24 hours. So please go ahead and do that. Let's go back to these questions. Cook County Assessor's Office, can you show us how to check our exemptions on the Assessor's website? Absolutely. Let's see. Well, actually, I can't because I don't have a fake PIN number. But all you do is go to cookcountyassessor.com and put in your PIN number, and then all the characteristic information will be there for you. We have some more questions. Let's see. Thank you, guys. So Alan says, I applied for my senior exemption in March and received a signed approved PDF a few weeks ago in the mail. It is not showing up under my PIN on the website. When should it appear? Great question, Alan. We have a brand new system. So what's happening is your application has been processed, especially if you received your approval. And what will happen, it'll be reflected on your second installment tax bill. We just have a brand new system. Things are updating. Things are constantly updating on the website. So eventually it will show up on there. But rest assured, as long as you have the confirmation, you are good. It will show up on your second installment tax bill. And also don't forget that if you received this last year, it's automatically renewed for you this year as well. And this was a YouTube question, so that's like 20 points for us. Sarah says, sent my forms in for 2021 homeowners exemption in March. Received a complete DocuSign in May for your office. Never received confirmation my exemption was approved. How do I confirm? Super easy, Sarah. All you have to do is go to, cookcountyassessor.com/contact. There, you can send us an email and want someone from our communications team. Angelina, how you doing?
I'm well. Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting to be on. I just wanted to share my screen in case you needed help.
First of all, I like the hair color. I see it. You got your hair done. It's all curled up. I see you, Angelina.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm about to get my hair done right after this, but let's get back on topic. So,
okay.
cookcountyassessor.com/ that is where you want to go, Sarah. All right. Conrad says, I even went down to the assessor's office in person and my exemption is not showing up. What do we need to do? So Conrad, same thing we just told Sarah. Please contact us directly with cookcountyassessor.com/contact. I think Angelina's putting that up for us right now once the internet starts working. But that's how we're going to show you how to do that right now.
Okay, so wait, what did you want me to show them? How to
Just the
contact or
contact,
how to find it?
contact us, yeah, and then general contact so they can
Oh, my
send us a message directly. No worries.
internet is slow, but right there.
It's also lagging because we're doing the
Did it come up?
internet from within the internet to the internet, so we're having like a matrix moment right now. But it's super easy, guys. cookcountyassessor.com/contact. And then you want to go to general contact. That literally gives you direct access to us, our department. So you definitely want to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna remove this so we can get internet back.
It's all good. We'll contact. There you go. I see it. I see it. While Angelina's doing that, you can also send us questions about anything, guys, about appeals, about your exemptions, about any evaluation concerns, anything like that. You can definitely contact us directly. But let's go on to the next question. Hannah says, 2 questions. When does the second installment start? If approved for homeowners exemptions, do we get any back pay for the first installment? Great question. Excellent question. So first, I'm going to answer them backwards. First installment tax bills are 55% of the previous year's total tax bill. Now, I know that logically that means we might think that the second installment bill is then 45% of it. That is not the case, ladies and gentlemen. The first installment is separate and unique to itself. It has nothing to do with the second installment. First installment bill is what it is. There are no discounts. There are no exemptions. There is nothing like that. Now, your second installment tax bill is usually mailed out around July by the Treasurer's Office. This year is going to be a little bit different, but give me 1 second. It's going to be a little bit different. That is where your discounts will be at, though. The only time you would ever get a refund for the first installment tax bill is if there was a disabled veterans exemption applied to your bill and you had already paid your first installment. But the second installment tax bill will be mailed out in November 2022. Those bills will be due December 31st so that taxpayers can include these payments with their federal tax returns. So that is when that information is going to be sent out, guys. Barbara says, hello, I received a long-time exemption form in the mail last year. I filled it out and returned it. Though our income is less than prior to that, had gotten the senior freeze since I turned 65. I was confused this year, so I reached out on social media, and then the assessor called me in May. She sent me forms. I returned them and said, and she said the 2021 will be calculated after the 2021 second installment bill was sent out. I received an email that the deadline was Friday. There's more to this. Where is this question at over here?
It says the 2021 would be calculated after the 2021 second bill would be sent. I received an email that the deadline was Friday. I called. Oh yeah, it's cut off.
All right, so basically, you cannot receive both the senior freeze and the long time. So what our office does, if you qualify for both, they give you the one that gives you the greater savings. So though you were receiving the long time exemption, I don't know who actually helped you, but they may have seen that, oh, you qualify for the senior freeze. You didn't get the senior freeze. So that's why they sent you those applications. But our office would have given you the exemption that gives you the most relief. So that's why that happened. But what you can do if you want to, you don't have to, but what you can do if you want to is submit both the long time, well, you don't have to because that'll be automatically renewed, and the senior freeze, and then our office will calc it out and give you the one that's greater savings as well. I am a new homeowner and was told I'm still under the previous owner and to come in and change over in 323. Was I given correct information? So here's what happens. If I buy a property off of Angelina, remember, we pay our taxes 1 year behind. So all that information for exemption purposes is still going to show up under Angelina because she was the previous owner. What I encourage taxpayers to do is wait that year and then just submit on for the next exemption on your own, on your behalf, and that'll clear all that up for you. Now, there is no legal ramifications. That doesn't mean you don't own it. That doesn't mean that they still own it. That doesn't mean any of that. It's just something that has to get fixed with time. What I will encourage you to do, though, is to contact the treasurer's office, because there they have a name change application if that really is bothering you, and you can go ahead and fill that out as well.
Can someone in our chat drop the link for her to I don't know her name. Oh, Miss Dion Palmer. So she knows where to update her tax bill mailing address.
Yeah, I'm actually going to pull that out because I have that link right here. Give me 1 second. Come on, get out of my way. I'm going to pull that link up right now. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm. And then Ms. Palmer, I encourage you to check on our website. You can type in the property PIN and see which exemptions were being received by the previous homeowner, because they most likely will roll over for 1 year, and then you'll have to reapply.
Which is a benefit for you. I just dropped it in the link. I mean, the comment section. Well, I'm trying to. It's loading. Oh my gosh. Let's go, internet. There we go. All right. Michelle says, my father applied for disabled veterans exemption and is not shown on the website. Again, anyone who has applied for any exemption, your first course of action is to contact us directly, because what will happen is it'll be processed and accepted in our system. It just takes time for the website to update. That's all. So again, cookcountyassessor.com/contact. Contact us directly, and we can give you an answer literally within 24 hours.
Yeah. You can also, too, if you feel comfortable, I know that was YouTube, but on those of you who are on Facebook, you could drop us a DM right now with your PIN, and we can check for you live.
We can what else we got here? I just closed on a house 2 weeks ago, so I have to apply for the homeowners exemption now. Michael, it all literally depends. So scenario 1, if you bought it from someone who owned and occupied it January 1 of 2021, you don't have to do anything. You will automatically receive their savings. If you bought it from someone who owned and occupied it January 1 of 2022, you don't have to do anything. You will automatically receive their savings. If you bought it and it was a rental property, meaning it was not owner occupied January 1 of 2022, then you have to wait until February of 2024, when we were applying for the 2023 exemptions. Hope that wasn't confusing.
So, Ms. Cole, let me answer this one, because I'm looking at all of Ms. Coleman's. Ms. Coleman, what you really need to do, if you could just send us a direct message with your PIN, so we could reach out to a supervisor, ask if they've received your application, what's going on with the long time and the senior. But this is a little bit more in the weeds, so we can't check for you this second. If you could just drop your PIN in a chat, in the DM, or you could email us directly, and then we'll reach out to you and check for you.
Yeah, I think it would be better if they sent us a Facebook message, or Facebook message, or they dropped it in right here in this comment section so we can get to it ASAP. Sarah says, I have to get back to work, but thank you for holding the Q&A. Absolutely, Sarah. This is literally my favorite thing to do. Miss Ruth says, I applied online for the homeowner and senior exemption. I called 2 months ago and was told the Cook County Assessor's office is behind. What can I do to find out if my exemptions were approved? Ladies and gentlemen, for everyone listening and watching this right now in real time, or you're watching it later, but playback, literally just contact us directly. So you can send us a DM on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and we can help you answer these questions just like that. Or you can contact us directly via email at cookcountyassessor.com/contact. We can help you with this as well.
Yeah, just make sure. Make sure to just include your PIN so that we can look it up. If you applied online for the exemptions, include the email address that you used, and we will find out what's going on with your application.
All right, Ms. Barbara says that she will do that, and she wants to understand, and thank you so much. No problem, Ms. Barbara. That's what we're here for. Michelle says, I missed applying for the homeowner exemption in 2015. Can I still get a refund for that year? Unfortunately, Ms. Michelle, you cannot. State legislation only allows us to go back to 2018. So anything from 2018, 2019, 2020, we can go back and get. Anything before that, we cannot. Any other questions? Let's see what's happening down here.
There's a lot of people on YouTube today.
Let's go. Those are 20 points.
If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Thank you.
As my children who want to be future YouTubers say, smash the button. I think next what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have my daughter do it with me. She always wants to come on with me. I'm like, we can't, but I think next time I will let her do all this post exemption. I'll post stream stuff. But
Ooh, we got a subscriber.
Let's go. we need a okay, so there's a kid on stream who every time he wins a battle, he has like a rave in his room. He has like a fire torch and DJ lights and a siren, and every time he wins, he does it. We definitely need something like that for us when we get a subscriber.
Oh my goodness, we just got one. That was amazing.
Thank you, Conrad. Thank you so much.
Also, we encourage you guys to share this presentation. I'm sure if you have questions, you probably have family, friends, neighbors that also have similar questions. This information could be very useful to them, so please share.
Well, I think that's it. I don't see any other. Joyce Black says she just subscribed. Well,
woo, thank you.
Imaginary rave session. Wah, 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 wah. But thank you guys so much. I think that's it for today. We've answered all of your questions, hopefully to the standard that you guys wanted them to be answered to. We have shared our information. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Let's go with the music. And shout out to Teresa. Shout out to Angelina. Shout out to Miss Michelle, Miss Gail, the whole communications team, the best communications team in the entire county. If you don't agree, argue with somebody else. But we love you guys. Thank you guys so much. And you guys have a great day.
Teresa.